Hey, Jason here. What up? Today we are talking to men from a man about sex and relationships. This will be short and sweet, but there might be some questions that you want to ask. You can drop them below this video. And I want to talk about how to use any relationship problem to your advantage so that you can grow and get stronger. I'm leading a class Wednesday, tomorrow, at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. And the link, just in case you want to learn more, is relationshipschool.com/men's work. Men's work, one word. Relationshipschool.com/men's work. Okay? Cool. All right. I'm going to be talking about what skills you need to develop in and outside the bedroom. If you're feeling insecure or like a doormat or a nice guy or a people pleaser, what to do about that and why that could kill your sex life. And how do we deal with a withdrawing, resistant female partner? What's up with that, and what do we do? So I'm going to cover a couple things today, and then tomorrow I'm going to go much deeper into it if you want to sign up for the free class. All right. Okay. First of all, to be a modern man in 2024, you've got to develop your emotional competency and your relational literacy. It's not enough anymore to just be like, I'm a guy. You could do that, but you're going to greatly inhibit your relational capacities and the depth of your partnership if you decide to be partnered one day. I'm mostly talking to married guys here because that's what I am, a married guy for almost 17 years now, and I have 2 kids. And I see marriage as a dojo. It's a training ground, and I want my wife to feel considered, seen, and like a queen, and really held by me. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. I want her to have that experience on the regular, like most days, right? I have my days, of course, where I fall down. So if that's true, if that's what I want her to have, I know that if she has that, I'm going to also have something similar where she's going to hold me, care about me, give a shit about my feelings and my experience. And so marriage, I love it as a path because it's demanded that I become a more mature adult, a better person, a bigger person. And then you add kids into the mix, and it's also up-leveled my whole adult life. Like it's like accelerated adulthood to become a married man with kids. And it's not easy in case you're paying attention. And weak guys want to blame other people for their circumstances or blame themselves. And you're making me feel uncomfortable. This is hard. This should be easier. Okay, that's called a weak man. And a weak man is just a weak person who is not resilient. You're not fit for the dojo that partnership requires. So the first thing you got to do is work on yourself, right? If you want a good marriage, you don't ask your partner to change, you change. And you start behaving in ways that have them feel safe, relaxed, held, appreciated, loved, etc. That's how you behave. You got to behave in a way that has that person, your partner, feel that way. So if that's true, you got to develop the capacity to offer that and do that to your female partner. It's not easy at times. I feel like I've grown more in my marriage than all the spiritual growth I've done, and I've done a lot of spiritual community stuff and personal development stuff. But it's my marriage, hands down, that I'm shown exactly where I am in my development. And I'm in a pretty good place these days because I've busted my ass and looked in the mirror a lot about my issues. Now, my wife and I are an awesome team, and so she works on herself. She develops herself, and together we work on us. So there's me, there's her, and there's us, okay? three of us. So I always call it standing for three if you want a great partnership. So I want you to write down right now the biggest problem you have in your relationship. And if you're single right now because you got divorced or separated, write down the single biggest problem in that relationship. Just write it down right now. Okay, take 3 seconds to do that. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Now, notice if your answer was about them, or was it about you? And did it have a blamey tone to it? Like, well, I married a narcissist, or I married a difficult woman. That's why I'm not successful. Well, that would be blame, and we don't want to put the onus on someone else, right? A strong man says, what did I do to contribute to this difficult or failed relationship? And again, the smart, strong guy is going to say, look in the mirror and say, yeah, I didn't show up. I didn't learn emotional literacy. I didn't know how to handle her emotions. I acted out. I was addicted to work and my phone. I was emotionally stunted and never worked on that. Right? These are all personal responsibility statements versus self-blame that suggest I had a huge part in my relationship not working, okay? Or currently not working as well as I'd like it to. So you want to look in the mirror, not in self-blame, but in personal responsibility. Be like, okay, what problem do I have in my relationship that's mine that is very painful and frustrating? Okay, and that area is obviously the area you want to focus on and work on. And if you're afraid of work and you want your relationship to be easy, then don't listen to me and go keep living in a fantasy and think that's going to work out for you, because it's not. Good luck. I find that if I have a problem in my life, I look in the mirror and go, how am I going to solve this problem? What do I need to change about myself? What do I need to do to adapt to the situation? What do I need to do? Not how can I manipulate the outside world so that I feel okay, all right? Again, that's what the weak, kind of ignorant man does. Now, if you have a resistant partner and you're sort of in blame, and that there's some validity in that, right? That like, well, they never went to therapy with me, or they always blamed me for all our problems. Okay, okay, cool. And what is it about you that stayed or is staying? What does that say about you, that you allow yourself to be treated that way? And what have you actually done to set boundaries, to stand up for yourself, to develop your confidence? And as you develop your capacity relationally, if you have a lame partner who's not doing the work, you typically leave, you inspire them, and they start getting their shit together, or you leave because they're never going to change. And that's a very difficult but empowering move, right? Okay. Some of you might feel shame about your relationship situation, which a lot of men do, particularly in the bedroom, like, I can't perform, or I lose my erection, or I can't seem to get it right, or I can't please her, or hey, we're not having sex at all because there's all kinds of baggage there and it's difficult. Whatever the case, usually there's shame associated with sexuality. And this is why guys surf porn, because it's easier. Porn is so much easier than an actual marriage, sex life, right? It's just like, I can just watch a screen and jerk off and I'm good, and there's nothing complicated about this. But it's so unfulfilling, in case you haven't noticed, because it's not a real person, and there's no heart connection, and there's a loop that you're in. And I'll talk about porn a little bit more tomorrow, but shame is designed to get you back in your integrity. Shame means you're out of integrity with yourself and your own values and standards. And so shame is helpful feedback, right? Okay, I'll go into that more tomorrow. Again, go to relationshipschool.com/menswork if you want to dive deeper and ask me a question tomorrow. Get on the free webinar. There will be a recording. You don't have to be there live. But to every guy that's there live, I'm going to invite you into something really special. And the only dudes that are going to hear about that are the guys that are on the call. Okay? Cool. relationshipschool.com/menswork. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And I think it's at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah. 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Okay. All right. Thanks, y'all. And we'll see you tomorrow on the call.